In this video, I'm going to walk you through this super cool automation that will allow you to grow an AI influencer Instagram account completely on autopilot. The only thing you will need to do is approve your images and your reels, and the whole workflow will do all the hard work. And before we actually dive into it, the first thing you need to do is create and train your AI influencer, because this workflow does not do that. So you have to do this separately. And what I personally did, I used Midjourney. You can use anything else. Some of my community members use Krea for that, but I used Midjourney and I started with a very simple prompt. I said, portrait of a beautiful woman with long dark hair and piercing green eyes. That's it. Then I liked this photo, this image. I grabbed it and I started referencing it in several other images. And I think I created one, two, three, four, five images. Five images. So in order to create a truly remarkable model, you would probably need to come up with 15 to 20 images. However, it was for testing purposes, so I only did 5. Then I went to replicate. And the first thing I did, or you need to do, is grab your API keys and create a token. So all you need to do is enter a name for your token and it will create your token. Then when you go to explore, and scroll down a little bit, once you get to the fine tune flux, you click on get started. This is where you're training. You create your training. You will create a new model. So when you create a new model, it will ask you for a name. Then you upload all the images as a zip file, and then you give it a trigger word. What I do generally is I give my model like a proper name, and then I use that name as my trigger word. And then when you click create training, it will create your training. Then when you go and click on dashboard and then models, you will find your model and you click on it. And all you need from here would be to click on versions, click on these 3 dots and copy the version ID that you will need for your JSON file, which would be right here. So you can copy this JSON file, and I will show you where to put your actual version ID. And this is all we need to do before we start creating. And if you want to have a database somewhere that you can quickly look at everything, you would just create an Airtable database. And what I have in mind is just a record ID, image, video, whether to animate it or not, and whether to post it and to post it if you need it posted. All right, now let's go to our automation. So the actual workflow has 2 completely separate branches. The first branch up here in the gray is when it creates just the image, not a reel, just the image, because I do believe that if we're growing an Instagram AI influencer account, we should kind of mix it up a little bit. So let's start. Oh, and the second one, so this whole bit here, so the blue, the red, the purple, and the green are when we are creating reels with music. And let's start from the beginning. The trigger is a schedule, and you can make a decision whether to run it a few times a day, once a day every week, however you want to do it. Then what we have is our agent that will create the image prompt. And here, this is something that you really need to work on, because yes, you will create a model and you will train the model, but then you have to decide what is the theme for this AI influencer. Is it a fitness model? Is it a lifestyle model? Is it a makeup model? What is it? So for mine, for Sia, that's what I named her, I decided I want her to be like a lifestyle / traveler wearing cool and fun clothes. And I said I wanted the outfit to be something that is visually interesting. I wanted the image to be designed in a natural, sorry, the model to be in a natural and engaging pose that conveys personality. And I wanted the background to be set somewhere in the world. Now, I do need to work a lot more with specifically the model if I aim to actually build this model as a Instagram influencer, because 5 images, it's really hard to create a very, very beautiful and a completely consistent character form. So 5 images are not enough. But then I said very important, start each image with Sia, because this is my trigger word. If I don't use my trigger word, the replicate will not pick the right model. And then I gave it examples. I found that if I don't give examples, it's kind of goes off on a tangent and it's not producing really nice image prompts. Then the next thing is we're just going to create an Airtable record, and then we're gonna go into the image generation, which for which we are using replicate. That's why we need our API key, and we need this. Let's go back to it. This version ID, where you're copying your version ID. So the first node is an HTTP request. And what most people will show you to do is, because you have to send that API key for authentication. So in here, it will, most people will show you how to create a header where you're putting, the authorization or bearer, and then you're putting your API key. But this, I don't like this for two reasons. Number one, you're exposing your API key constantly. And the second one is every time you want to bring this tool into any other automation, you have to constantly put your authorization and API key in here. Instead, what you can do is you put the method as post, then the URL is the api.replicate.com/v1/predictions, and then you're going to add a generic type of authorization. Then underneath you will find and select the header auth, and then in here you'll click on create new credential. You will name it with the exact tools, because the more header authorizations you create as credentials, the harder it will be to know what's what. You give it the name, and then you put your API key in here. And then the body content will be raw JSON application, and then in your JSON file, you'll map out the prompt in here, and then you add your specific version ID for your model. Now, if you try and copy this one, it's not going to work because it's linked to my API. That's why I'm exposing it, because it really doesn't matter. And as you can see, here's the prompt, and this is going to start creating the image. We're going to wait with replicate for one image. I generally have 80 seconds. I've got it as 80 seconds because sometimes I had it as 1 minute, but it's kind of not working all the time. And then we're going to get the image. So literally we can copy and paste this HTTP request. We'll change the model to get, and we're going to map out the URL. So then it sends me an email and it says, hey, Monica, please review the image here and let me know if you're happy with it or you want another image generated. And what I'm mapping out is this output here. And that is sending me an email which says, hey, Monica, please review the image here. And I say, yep, I like this image, or no, I don't like it. So if I decline it, it will go back and generate another image. If I approve it, it will continue on. And what is happening here is then it's going to send me another email. And this email is only going to say, hey, Monica, would you like me to animate this image? And again, this is designed so I can decide whether or not to have an image on my Instagram account or to have a reel. So if I say no, I don't want it animated, then we're going to continue onto this route here. After we finish with this, I'm going to show you what's happening with the reel. But once we're here, we're going to get the binary file because we need it. And the reason we need it is because the image is created as 916, which is for a reel. But in for an image on Instagram, we need either a square or I believe is the 4x5. And in here, I'm going to use an edit image node and I'm going to crop my file and I'm going to export it as a PNG. Then I'm going to upload it to Google Drive, and then I'm also going to upload it into my Airtable here. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to post it on Instagram, and I'm using this website here. It's called uploadpost.com, and it's very, very cool. You can add users. As you can see, I have added users so this is my TikTok account and this is my Instagram account. And as you can see, you can add TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Threads. So it's very, very useful. I found that this API is very stable and it will post every time for you. It's very easy to use. You just add in here your handle and you can use either with or without the @ and then you add user, and after you add the user you will just click on the platform that you want. You will need to create an API key, and then the documentation will tell you exactly how to set it up. It's very easy. You can where is it, the guides, sorry, API references, yeah, this is for photos and it tells you exactly how to set it up, and this is for videos. Now if you don't want to set it up yourself and you want this template, you can grab it either as a standalone template in Gumroad and just get it and everything is set up for you, or you can come to my school community and actually join us and get all my trainings, all my templates, and just be part of a really, really cool community. It's called AI Business Builders, and I'll put links to both the community and Gumroad in the description below. So once it posts, and I'm going to show you, this is my normal Instagram account. So as you can see, here's the image. It posted. And then, okay, part number 2. If we decide, so if we go again, and if we decide that we want the image to be animated, and I think I have this one somewhere here. I think this is the image. Nope, that's not it. We already looked at this one. Which one is it? I think it might be this one. Yeah, this one. So this was the image that I used for this second test that I did. And it did the same thing. It went through here and it sent me an email and I said, yes, I want my image to be animated. So then we're going to create the animation. And for the animation, I'm using PI API and I'm using Kling. Super easy to set up in here in Run API. It will show you exactly how to set up absolutely everything in here. And as I said, if you don't want to set it up by yourself, come and grab it from Gumroad or in my community. But basically, where is the second one? What we're doing is, again, we are using the header authorization to have our AI API in the header and not exposed. And then, as I said, you will just follow the instructions on here to actually build your JSON file. It's very easy. It's very, very easy to follow all the steps. They're very good at explaining it. So then we're going to wait. We're going to grab the animation, and then we're going to send it for approval like we did with the image. And we're going to say, hey, can you review this video here and let me know if you're happy with it, or if you want another video generated. And that will be, I think it is this one here. Yep. So it's animated it. If I say no, it will go back and it will generate another video. But for the sake of this tutorial, I said yes. I don't like it that much, but I said, yeah, let's go with it. And the next thing we want to do is we want to generate music. And for the music, I found that Beethoven AI API is one of the easiest to set up and the easiest to create music with it. Something that I'm still working on is the actual prompts, because sometimes it will create a really nice music, and sometimes, and I'm gonna show you, this time it created like pretty crappy music, but as I said, for the sake of the tutorial, I decided to go with it. So the prompt for the user is write the music prompt based on this image, and I literally gave the image prompt. But in the system, as I said, so I do need to work on that a lot more. I said you're an experienced prompt writer specializing in music prompts. Use the image description to write a prompt that will complement the overall feel of the image. The prompt must be very short and to the point. At the end of each prompt, add, so I don't even have that, add, and the piece should run for however many seconds you want. So all these videos that I've been testing have been 5 seconds. And again, I gave it some examples. Okay, and once it runs, now if you want to approve your music, and you probably should, because when I ran the test, I really didn't like the music after it got assembled. So you can always add another email note to human in the loop to send for approval. But once you have both the image animation and the music, it will merge. So you need that node, the merge node, and then it will go into JSON to video. You do need to have a template. I tried it without a template, but it's not producing a correct video. So I literally went in, I set my template as an Instagram story, and the only thing I did is I put one scene with a video. As you can see, it's absolutely nothing. And then in the movie elements, I put my audio without anything. Something that I tried that didn't work is to put the audio in the scene, and it didn't work. And this will literally generate the video. Again, I have it as my header auth. And what I did, how you get this JSON file is you actually get it from JSON to video. So if I go to the movie template and I click on JSON, the only things I have changed in here, so when you look at the scenes, in here it's giving you an ID and a comment and elements. What I changed in the workflow is, again, this is the elements. So yeah, the scenes. So we go elements, and I have type video, and then I have CRC, which is search, and I'm actually mapping out the URLs. Then I gave it duration, and the next element is audio, and again I just gave it the URL. And again, you have all that if you have the template. Once we have that video done, then it's kind of the same as up here. We are going to get the binary file. We're going to upload the final video into Google Drive. We're going to update the records. Then what we're doing is we're actually downloading the file from Google Drive because it wasn't working otherwise. So I have to download it. It didn't work with, yeah, I'm just grabbing this file. it didn't work with just the URL. And again, I'm using the documentation here. Sorry, that's not it, is it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Yeah, documentation here on how to upload the video. It gives you everything that you need, as you can see, absolutely everything. Then I use that to upload it to Instagram, and then I'm uploading the URL, the video URL, to my Airtable. And if we go to the second one, here is the video. And as I said, I really didn't like the music, but I didn't want to redo the whole workflow again just to get better music. So as you can see, and here's the thing, you can absolutely, as you can see, it does take maybe around 5 to 10 minutes to create a reel, and it takes less than 5 minutes to create a video. Other things that you can do is you can add captions, you can add words on top of your reels or on top of your images. And these are just different things that you can add on to your workflow. But this is the basic workflow, and you can start with it, and it will grow your AI influencer Instagram account really, really fast. The most important thing is to create a model that is consistent and that is eye catching, that people would like. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next video.